Hi, it's Arna Hudson. Marilyn Monroe reincarnated for real. So the reason that I didn't say anything about the past life for a long time is there's too many other people being it, people dressing up as it, burlesque, and then this other Sherry Lee Laird came forward and said that she was it. And so, then before you know it, it's all over the news. And in this color, in this lifetime, I have darker coloring, right? Couldn't possibly be her, could I? It would have to be a blonde that's talking in a little girl voice and acting exactly like her all the time. Not really. Get real. Once we reincarnate, we want to have a new form of expression. However, I can still remember those days quite well. So what happened to me is I remembered when I first saw one of her movies in this lifetime, uh, How to Marry a Millionaire, actually. And I remembered being in the scene, and I was in my 20s. And so I said to myself, this was my movie. This was me. And I didn't really know what to do with it. So I just forgot about it. And then after the ascension, what happened is the brethren got really mad at me because I wasn't saying anything about it. And all over gay Vancouver, guys were dressing up as these dolls and wearing big wigs, and girls and doing the burlesque. And I said, forget it. I'm not saying anything about it because it's already being used somewhere else. From Vancouver to Surrey, BC, where I wrote the whole thing on Starlight State blog, the Les Anges et les Gargoyles page, and Marilyn Monroe. And so there are memories there, as well as on the Quantum Mind Tech Tools Blue Matrix Energetic shopping pages in the Starlight State blog. There's really good stuff about me remembering Marilyn Monroe, uh, because one of the things I got in my 20s and after that was this moaning feeling when I remembered the murder, and white bedspread, and everything looked sort of like peppermint green cellophane over it, really like when you're feeling sick and you're going to throw up. So that's what I remembered, like this moaning and this green sickly color over the bedroom where in fact Marilyn Monroe was murdered. So that memory I carried around for a while, and I didn't do anything with it until I saw and I searched on the internet and saw, in fact, her Brentwood home, that there was a white bedspread and things in the house that I recognized. And if you notice, there's an eight-pointed star of Ishtar hanging from the ceiling, or Inanna, which was my past lifetime also. So that was, it's not finished. So that was what was there. So what I would say is there's different symbols from our past lives uh, that are appearing in our lifetime after lifetime, that we have in our homes, that we have all over the place, that are remnants of our experiences, things that we bring into our lives to remember. So with the Marilyn Monroe life, that was hanging in her home, that big star, like the goddess. And I wrote about on the Starlight State blog the life of Inanna and memories that I have of that as well. So one thing I would say is look at the whole collection of a person's memories when you're looking whether someone is it or not as real past life and what they actually say about it. And if, and regardless of how many TV shows or news people have covered a story, it's simply a person claiming to be someone, and it might not be the right person, because Marilyn Monroe is someone really fun to emulate, to get fame, to be famous, because people miss her. I mean, corporate people used her, and her posters still hang with her perfume. And it's a person that is emulated, and they roll her face, their eyes light up, and they smile, and the camera shows this beauty, because this woman was a goddess, was very, very, very lovely. So it's funny. What's happening with me is I had uh, a much less glamorous lifetime in the beginning. I did some acting and performing for film and TV, and then later, with the ascension, I was mostly interested in mind and energy science to find out how we are wired into these bodies. What is our brain and nervous system actually doing, and how do the abilities of masters work? And would I really be able to explain it to someone? And yes, I can explain it to anyone, actually. And so with Marilyn Monroe, there was a sophistication there. and a polish and an elegance that I still have to this day, even in these humble surroundings, hanging out in t-shirts and sweaters and jeans, and these little videos. So it's been crazy too, the extraterrestrials flying over and mangling faces and all kinds of stuff, stealing eyes. And one day when I do more recordings and I have the movie Marilyn Monroe Reincarnated, uh, for real author of it, me, also known as Arna, I put a role in there for myself because it was my life and I would like to play it. And I can play her very, very well because I lived it and I remember the life. So what I would say is there will be a body of work for me about that lifetime that no one else has, no matter who they are and how they claim to be her and what their stories are. They don't have the same body of work that I have in the blog, on YouTube Hangouts, or in that movie. And, they don't have the same, it's not the real person. And actually, the Indominant people even have people's light review information. And they know very, very well who was real from their light review and who is making it up for some fame and glamour. And I feel sorry for the news people that covered the other lady because she ain't it. And even the Indominant said that about her light review. It's not Marilyn Monroe reincarnated there. It's somebody else posing as it's a very clever person who's writing fame off of it. And that this person who is a psychiatrist, apparently, there's some doubt about his credentials as well. So those are things to consider. Anyway, sometimes the real people stay quiet for a very long time, and it takes us a while to come forward because there's so many people doing it better than us that we just sort of sit back and say, yeah, But when we decide to say it, we really say it big, and people are getting lots of information from us. And there was a innocence that I still have, this bimbo thing that is really fake, but we all have moments where we say cute, innocent things. We come across as really cute and innocent. And so that's part of the charm of Marilyn Monroe, which I've captured in these YouTube recordings on the Marilyn Monroe Reincarnated for Real channel for people to enjoy. And I'm a very, very high IQ lady who teaches energy sciences, but I can still remember the Marilyn Monroe life so very, very accurately that I can give you any factoid and information that you could possibly desire. And so there's, she's cute. She's a very cute person and a very loving, kind, generous feeling person who was genuine and sweet and sang like an angel and was there for her friends and did not like to be abused. I was very suspicious of people who were users and abusers, who just like to use somebody to get something. I was very suspicious of those people, still is actually. So I'm careful who I choose as my friends. Anyway, enjoy the channel and the extraterrestrials who tried to maim my face, maim my voice, to change me so I wouldn't look like her, so my eyes would look like Arabic people or First Nations people or Chinese people, anything but her, because Sherry Lee Laird had her book out and was it on videos. Shame on you, because you have the light review and you know who's really the real person. So I hope that you crash and burn extraterrestrials who did this because you betrayed me. And everybody else in Hollywood knows who it is because I wrote 50 movies and it's the real person. Have a great night.